Last hour, I spoke with Jai Chabria about the election. He's the managing director of Mercury Columbus, which is a global public strategy firm. He's also a former advisor to Ohio Governor John Kasich. I asked him if he's surprised by the result.
No, Lyndsay, it really wasn't. And you were out here in the district some months ago with us, and you kind of know this district. These are a lot of Republicans. It's a Republican district, no doubt about it, but there's a lot of college-educated, highly affluent Republicans here who are disaffected by what they see in Washington. And we also knew that there was going to be high Democratic enthusiasm in this race, too. So I was not surprised at all that this was going to be a tight race. And I think right now national Democrats and national pundits are overplaying and overhyping what this means for the future. We learned a few things, but it's not as big as people say, because remember, special elections, which is what this was, are very strange animals, and they sometimes produce very strange results. And I think that's what you saw here.
Well, we saw a lot of money being poured into this race, Jay. Yeah. That didn't seem to make a difference.
Well, there was money poured in from both sides, right? And the Democrats started pouring money in very early, which was a smart play for them to try to flip this. But they were euphoric over the weekend. They actually thought they had this race won, and it didn't happen that way. So they're going to spin it as a very positive thing, and they should. It was very close, but it's not as big a victory. Moral victories don't count for a lot in politics. You got to go out there and win the races.
Is the lesson for Republican candidates in the midterm to not accept or not look for an endorsement from the president?
No, I don't think that's the case at all. Look, the president in this district had 90% approval rating amongst Republicans. His approval rating amongst electorate in general is 46, 47%. So it's not as toxic as some people think. So, no, he actually did a rally here in Delaware County, which, Lyndsay, you were at a few months ago. And in my opinion, that actually helped turn out the vote, because that's a purely get-out-the-vote exercise. It is a tight rope that these guys have to walk, but I would not say that's the lesson, because the president does bring a lot of turnout capabilities for Republicans.
Just quickly before we let you go, Jay, this result last night being so close, does that make you more or less concerned about control of the House come November?
It had no effect on my concern. I've always had a concern because of historical trends. The party that controls the White House usually loses seats, plus the fact that we've got a kind of a toxic environment in D.C. So all of those things, and with high Democrat enthusiasm, those are the things that always concerned me about losing control of the House. But last night it had no bearing on that for me.
That was consultant Jai Chabria in Columbus, Ohio. He's a former advisor to Ohio Governor John Kasich. We spoke with him last hour on CBC News Network.